Hey guys, Josh here. So I came to my realization I haven't did an update video regarding the bootleg Stockton patio ponds I'm gonna overwinter. I think this is the fourth year I'm overwintering these fellas. Also, this enclosure was dismantled a while ago. All the platies are inside now for the winter time. But yeah, this is some of my information regarding tips and tricks to successfully overwintering patio ponds. By the way, I didn't even notice this until like a week ago, but you know, this pothos is getting pretty big. So look at that. I don't know. So I guess for my first tip, applying a broad spectrum medication before the temperature drops can be a lifesaver for your fish. More specifically, broad dewormers like praziquantel and a broad antibacterial medication like metronidazole can truly be lifesavers to successfully overwintering your fish. Primarily, especially with newer ponds with newer fish, being able to add a broad spectrum antibacterial medication and a broad spectrum dewormer can save the lives of your fish before they overwinter. A lot of times, you might not even notice that the goldfish have internal parasites or bacterial infections before it's too late. And at a later stage, it's a lot of times harder to treat. Keep in mind, praziquantel and metronidazole should be safe for invertebrates and other types of aquatic life too. You can attain a concoction of metronidazole and praziquantel from the bulk API General Cure. It could compensate to 3,000 gallons at most. It's a very, very safe medication. Overdoing double the quantity does not have adverse effects, but I would still use as advised. And once that cold hits, these guys' immune system is pretty much compromised. These guys will have a lot harder time fighting these internal and external bacterial and parasitic infections. Other types of medications, especially like a broad spectrum one like malachite green and formalin, used to treat fungal, protozoan, and bacterial infections and internal parasites. Now that can't be used once the cold hits. Metronidazole and praziquantel can be used below 50 degrees. Its effects won't be as effective in comparison to the warmer temperatures, but it'll still do the job. Hypothetically, if your fish gets sick before the cold hits, even if you notice a fish has buoyancy issues as the temperatures drop, or even when they're displaying any symptoms of sickness that has been persisting for a while and the temperature starts to drop, it's very, very easy to bring a fish inside. But note, it's very important to not bring a fish inside to outside, especially when it's a lot more colder. But yeah, if you do have to bring a sick fish from outside to inside, it could be a lifesaver for the fella. Usually, fatalities for fish in the spring and fall time, or even early winter, is the result of the fish being sick before overwintering. If you're to do that, I would suggest even like a 5-gallon bucket to scoop some of the water here, bring it inside, have some sort of air pump in there, and wait a couple hours, I guess like 3 to 5 hours for that temperature to acclimate to that room temperature. The reason why it can't be done the other way around, where you could bring a fish inside to outside, as far to my understanding, for a goldfish to acclimate to the colder weathers, it takes not only like a couple hours, but several weeks for them to adjust. It's not something that can happen very rapidly. They have to build up that tolerance too. I think this is 4 minutes. Oh my god. I guess my final tip is monitor them. I mean, there might be times in the winter where you might have like a layer of ice forming on top, and you may not see them for an entire month. They're still alive and doing okay, but it's still always a good precautionary thing to monitor them. Still test the water periodically. You don't have to do it as often in the winter time, but more so with newer ponds, you just want to be cautious about that, especially with these fellas that are not as insulated, only running on a deicer and a septic air pump. You want to ensure that at least one or the other, preferably both, are still operating. Deicers, they're heating elements. They randomly die in the wintertime, and sometimes it could just simply be out of our control. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm just ranting at this point. But yeah, also, if you're gonna have an air pump, leave it outside. Don't put like an air pump inside. Have all these tubing and have it connected all the way to outside. It's just gonna condensate, and that condensation in between the tubing is just gonna freeze. So yeah. Finally, one of my goldfish here. Is it this guy? Yeah, this is her. Her name is Navy. She is finally 7 years old. Hi, Navy. How you doing? She's like a little bit bigger than my hand. Yeah, that's about it. All right. Thanks for listening to my rant. See ya.